Hey, what's up? This is Sean Cooper. I decided I'd record a video for you outside today. Hopefully the noise won't be too bad. I'll just be walking into a park in a couple minutes. And the topic for today's video is why people sometimes ignore you when you talk, or why they might not respond when you say something. Now, the reason why I'm recording this video is because I received an email a few days ago from a reader of mine. And basically what he said is sometimes when he is talking to people, group conversations, even one-on-one or text messages, sometimes he'll say something and he knows that they hear what he's saying, but for some reason they don't reply. And there's a few different reasons why this happens. I'll try to cover 4 main reasons that I thought of in this video. Alright, so before I get into the 4 reasons, you should check this out. This is Mont-Royal Park in Montreal. You can see people are outside. That right there is the mountain that this city is named after. And if you live anywhere in Canada, you probably know that the winters here, they tend to be pretty cold, they tend to be pretty long. So today is basically the first really nice day, really nice and warm day of the year, which is why there's so many people enjoying the nice day outside. So back to the content of this video. Why might people sometimes ignore or not respond to you when you say something? The first reason, actually, could simply be your volume. You might not be talking loud enough. This is especially true in situations like group conversations or in environments that are very busy, where there might be a lot of people around or there's a lot of noise. I find often in group conversations, sometimes people can be kind of trying to fight for a chance to speak. So if you're not loud enough and you're not fighting for your chance to speak in these group conversations, then you're not going to be able to get people's attention. And if you can't grab their attention, and other people are much louder than you, then they might seem like they're ignoring you. Okay? The second reason why people might ignore what you're saying is you might simply not be expressive enough. And this is kind of related to volume, actually, because chances are, if you're not loud enough, your voice is probably also not very expressive. And to me, expressiveness is simply having emotion in your voice as you speak, having emotion and energy in your voice. If you say something in kind of like a monotone, unenergetic way, then that's not going to grab people's attention. Especially, like I mentioned before, in those hectic group conversations where a lot of people might kind of be waiting for their turn to talk, you know? So if you speak up in an unenergetic, uninspired, flat, monotone kind of way, then it's going to be a lot easier for people to ignore you if you say something. So try to have more energy, try to have more emotion in your voice as you speak, and I think it'll help you with getting people to respond to you more, especially in those, group conversations. The third reason why people might ignore what you're saying, and this one is a little bit more complicated, but I'll try my best to explain it. It has to do with an idea I call social value. So basically, in every social group, in every social environment or context that you're a part of, people have different amounts of value. Some people are high value, some people are medium, some people are low value. So for example, in your workplace, your boss, he has a lot of status in that environment, so he's probably very high value, you know? He's probably very confident, he finds it easy to make jokes in that situation, and everyone kind of listens to what he has to say because he's the boss. He's high value in that environment. Another example, if you remember back to high school, there was always cool and popular kids in high school, and the cool and popular kids, they were probably the high value ones. They were more confident, they found it easier to crack jokes, they had people pay attention to them much more easily versus people who were low value. Like, for example, I was in high school, I was very unconfident, I cared a ton about what people thought of me, I couldn't speak up, my personality was very closed off if there was a lot of people listening, stuff like that. So the reason why this is important is because people will treat you differently based on if you have high or low value. If you have low value, you'll probably have to work a lot harder to get people's attention and to get people to respond to you. Versus if you have high value, then you could probably say pretty much anything and people will rush to respond to you. Think about maybe at your job, if your boss makes kind of a stupid joke, people are probably laughing even though the joke isn't even that funny. Versus if someone who's very shy makes a joke, even if the joke is technically very funny, people might not really find it too funny, and it's because the person who said it is low value. So people treat people differently based on if they're high value or if they're low value. So if your friend sees you as being low value, then you're probably gonna have to work harder. You're gonna have to say more interesting things for them to reply back to you. Versus if your friend is like around someone who they really look up to, who they think is really cool, who they think can really hook them up with opportunities, then around that other high value person, that person probably could say nothing at all, and your friend would be all over them. Okay, so you know, that's just one reason why people might ignore you if you say something. It's because to that friend or in that situation, you might have a low status or a low value. And the last reason, the fourth one, that I thought of about why people might ignore you or not reply when you say something is because your sentences might not really give people much to reply to. Alright, so whenever you reply to someone, whenever you say something to someone, and you want them to reply back, you want your sentence to have subject words in it that they can reply to. So if your friend tells you, for example, I saw Iron Man 3 at the movie theater this weekend, in their sentence, they have a bunch of subject words. They have Iron Man 3, they have movie, they have theater, they have this weekend. All these subject words inside their sentence are things that you could reply to. And if you just reply to your friend with something like, oh, that sounds really interesting, then that doesn't really give them much to continue the conversation. So what you want to do is you want to always introduce new subject words when you talk, so that your sentences have content to them. There's some meat to your conversation. So for example, if your friend said, you know, I saw Iron Man 3 at the movie theater this weekend, then you could pick this weekend and you could share what you did this weekend. You could say, oh, that's cool, I went and I recorded a video at the park for my website this weekend, you know, which is what I'm doing now. Or you could say, oh, I heard that there's a new Iron Man suit in the movie, what did you think about it? So in that one, you know, you introduce a new subject of the suit in the movie. So if you want people to reply back to you instead of ignoring what you said, make sure that there's some content or meat to what you're saying. And you accomplish that by having subject words in your conversation. All right? So that's pretty much it for this video. Before I finish up though, I wanted to quickly plug a new program that I'm working on. I'm working on a program called Conversation Hacking. And if you're a person who is self-conscious around people, if you have trouble with running out of things to say, if you create awkward silences when you talk to people, or if your question basically is, how do I know what to say to people, then this program will solve your issues. If you have problem with people calling you quiet, or if people tell you, like they told me before, that you don't talk much, then this program will definitely help you to also overcome those issues. All right. I'm also including other stuff in the conversation hacking program, like how to form connections with people, how to become more confident and talkative in conversations instead of being nervous, awkward, or self-conscious. So if conversation hacking, which is going to be a paid program, sounds like something you might be interested in, then enter your email in the forum below this video, and I'll let you know more details as they become available. And I'm hoping this video isn't going to be too noisy. I'm just using the microphone on my camera, and I hope you enjoyed the content of the video, because that's the most important, right? So there's Sean Cooper, and I'll talk to you soon.